Hi friends. Now, I know for some of you that have been around for a little while, this video might come as a bit of a surprise, but if you're just joining us here on the channel for the first time, welcome. Looks like you and I are both new members. I took a little bit of a hiatus from the channel, as many of you noticed, and a little hiatus is definitely an understatement of the century, but I had some experiences out and about in the real world, and I realized how valuable this channel is for so many people, and especially how valuable it can be for me. I realized that I have such a delightful community here on YouTube, and this channel is a great example of a group of people that are around, that want to see me succeed, that enjoy my creativity, that are willing to show their support for me. And that's not something that I should throw away. That's something that I should nurture and watch it grow and help facilitate its growth. Because what a delightful thing that I am so very lucky to have. I want to say thank you all so very much for all of the growth that happened here, while I was gone. I am so lucky, so very lucky and fortunate to have a wonderful group of people here online that just want to see me succeed. And so even when I was a little bit MIA, you all continued to support the channel. And that is so very meaningful to me. Thank you so very much for being here, for being you, and for showing me that you care and support the channel. It means the world to me. I also have a wonderful loving family that support me through doing all of this and encourage me to get back at it and show the world my creative side and show the internet what I have to offer in the ways of rest and relaxation. So I cannot thank them enough either. Together, all of you make this channel so special, so safe, and so wonderful. And you make it such a wonderful place for me to come and be me, and be creative, and watch people and be supportive of that. So, now that I'm back in action, I thought we would just do some brushing of the camera, maybe a little tapping on the microphone. The ASMR that I have been watching lately has been very up close and personal. That's definitely my favorite genre of ASMR, but that's not really something I've ever made here on the channel before. But I know you guys are a big fan of what I do, so I'm not afraid to branch out and try something a little bit different. Try to give you guys some tingles and some rest and relaxation. Brush. The ASMR that I watch is definitely more whisper, opposed to softly spoken. And I think the majority of the content that I make here on this channel is softly spoken, soft spoken. That has definitely become my brand as I've created videos longer and longer. That's what, at least I think, that's what people come here to watch and to see and 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 to watch and to see. And I'm totally happy to make that type of content. But it's a little bit different than what I usually consume myself on my personal time. So from time to time, I either forget to be doing soft-spoken, or I'll struggle to come up with ideas for soft-spoken videos. I feel like the repetition works better with a whisper, opposed to the soft-spoken. But I like to include moments and instances of repetition in my videos. Repetition is definitely the thing I find most relaxing. Whenever I watch videos, I look for videos that are rhythmic. And I'll stick to videos like that. The rhythm and the consistency help me to relax and fall into my own sort of rhythm with my thoughts. I think when you know what to expect, when you know what the YouTuber and the ASM artist is going to say next, it's much easier to not think and to just relax and fall into the world. You don't have to think so hard, don't think so hard. You don't have to think so hard. You can just sit there and relax and know what's coming next, and you might even know what's coming next. And there's a chance that you'll even know what is coming next. You'll know what's coming next. Speaking of knowing what's coming next, I bet you didn't see this coming, and I bet you didn't even notice. The studio is flipped around. The wall that you used to see in videos is now back there. It's a little bit bigger, gives me more space. It gives me better access to where I keep all of my camera stuff, accessories, and gear. Not that I think the orientation of the studio makes a difference in your viewing experience, but if you like to keep up with the Soothing Depths lore, I guess there you go. Something you might like to know. I'm also trying a more up close camera position, and with a different camera. This camera gives me the ability to see what I'm recording. I'm able to see what I'm recording. And I think that's super useful when you're doing up close camera movements, like with a paintbrush, or even just with your hands, or some other type of up close motion, like with the camera. I know ASMR Alyssa. She is easily my favorite ASMR artist out there. 100%. I love her content. So relaxing, so weird, so different, so free. She's just unapologetically herself, and I think that's a lesson that all of us could take away from her content. So, shout out Alyssa. I love you. You're fantastic. You help me sleep almost every single night. I know she does a style of video called Items Actually on the Camera, where she'll have things actually touch and tap and poke and prod the camera, which creates some good tapping sounds and tapping noises. And so I'm just a little bit emulating that style of up close, personal attention to you, just you. You're the only one. It's just you. You're alone. It's just you. and me and the mic and relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. You and me and the sounds and the sleep, 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 sleep. I decided to go with the fan brush, because I thought it, was different, it was exciting. And, looks kind of pretty, looks like a fishtail maybe, I don't know. It's a fun shape. I enjoyed it, and it just feels like it flows very naturally. Felt like it made a lot of sense for an ASMR video. I tried to use this brush one time back when I tried to paint. Used it like this to create fir tree branches, coniferous trees, I think they're called. I might fact check that before I post the video. But I would take my green paint, 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 and I would go stipple, 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 stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, boopity, 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 boop, poppity, 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 pop, and that's how I would create little tree branches that would be all together to create a Christmas tree looking tree. Christmas tree looking tree, Christmas tree looking tree, Christmas tree looking tree, Christmas tree looking tree. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas tree, Christmas, Christmas, Christmas tree, polka dot Christmas tree, polka dot Christmas tree. And there I go again, forgetting to do the soft spoken and just falling into the whisper. Sometimes I find myself doing a repetitive trigger word like polka dot Christmas tree, and just doing it to myself because I think it sounds relaxing. But I'll try to focus up and keep going with the soft-spoken. Lately, I have been working as a photographer in addition to my delightful job working at Walmart. Which, if you're not familiar with Walmart, it's just a very large chain grocery store in the US and maybe Canada. I'm not sure about any Mexican Walmarts, but that might just be because I've never been to Mexico. Don't have much experience with Mexico. Mexico. But while I've been working there part-time, I've been working as a photographer, and I have absolutely loved it. I got my associate's degree, my 2-year degree in photography and multimedia technology. Photography and multimedia technology. Photography and multimedia technology. So, after I graduated, I started taking jobs as a photographer. Just doing some headshots, or a bridal shower, or maybe even I've done a wedding. And let me tell you, shooting a wedding is no easy feat. Being a wedding photographer takes some serious technical skill, some incredible self-discipline, and extraordinary interpersonal abilities. I had a great time shooting the wedding. It was so super very fun. The bride and the groom that I was taking the photos for were fantastically chill. They were delightful to work with, and I was good friends with one of the bridesmaids, which is how I ended up landing the job. That's how I got the job. In the beginning, you're going to be working for a lot of the people that you know, because they'll recommend you to their friends or they'll need you for their own shoot. And that's how you build that portfolio, baby. That's how you build that up. It's an important and slightly tedious part of the process. And once you have built and you've established yourself It's exciting to watch the portfolio build. It's exciting to be able to shoot more events that I enjoy shooting. And it's enjoyable to watch myself grow as a photographer. That's another creative outlet that I am so very, very lucky to have in addition to YouTube. I love to create art. I love to go out and experience the little moments in life that make it so very worthwhile. I love to go out into the world and see what people are doing, see them laugh, see them cry, see them experience, see them grow. Just a few weeks ago, I was in New York City, New York City, New York City, New York City. I'm sure even the non-Americans among us here are familiar with the Big Apple. But it's a very large city, a wonderful hub for life and for culture and for exploring differences and for learning who you are and hearing some good music and understanding and finding good art and meeting interesting people. And I did all of that and more on my trip to New York, to New York, to New York, to New York. I took a road trip from here in my undisclosed town. I don't think I've mentioned where I'm from, and maybe it's best I keep it that way for the internet's sake. But I took a road trip, one that was not unsubstantially long, mind you, all the way to New York City, to New York City, to New York City, to see the band A-J-R, 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 A-J-R. If you aren't familiar with those three brothers, Adam, Jack, and Ryan Met, they're a pop group. They have been for about 15 years now, maybe. But just recently are they really becoming a huge sensation. They just opened for Imagine Dragons on a European tour, so any of my English friends out there, and I know there's some of you, any of my English viewers out there may have seen them if they went to an Imagine Dragons concert recently. And they just announced their stadium tour here in the States. And I'm going to be seeing them with my bestest friends here in my city, so quite very super duper excited to see them again. It'll be my 4th time seeing them. Very lucky, very privileged to get to see my favorite band so often and with such regularity. Very excited for that. New York is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place. So big, so exciting, so busy, so much culture, life going on there all the time. But it can be a little bit scary. There's a lot going on all the time. Easy to get lost, disoriented, or to feel unsafe. But when you meet the right people, you make good friends, you keep your wits about you, and you stay smart. You have nothing to worry about. I was lucky enough to meet some wonderful people on my last trip there. And they hung out with me while I was in line for the show. And then after the show, we all went back to Penn Station to get on the train together. I had parked my car in Jersey, and they were going to Jersey, so they were able to help me get on the right train before sending me on my way. Forever grateful to the people that I met there for helping me have such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. It's incredible what happens and how much fun you can have when you're willing to just put yourself out there. To suck it up just a little bit and deal with a little bit of the discomfort, a little bit of the unknown, a little bit of the scariness. It is incredible what you're able to experience when you're able to put that behind you. I took another road trip recently to New Haven, Connecticut, which was an even more substantial drive from where I am right now. And that road trip to New Haven, Connecticut was to see a certain someone called Declan McKenna. Declan McKenna is another singer-songwriter that I quite enjoy. I absolutely love his work. It is so real, so much emotion, so much feeling in his art. Something that I try to translate into the work that I do when I take photos or when I make videos. That road trip was fantastic, and I had so much fun cruising about these United States, looking at a number of different things. It was wonderful, and the concert was fantastic. I met some very cool people. I was lucky enough to get the set list from that show. I shared it with a nice girl that I met there, who was most definitely the intended target of that set list, but a little more soothing depths lore. I am 6'2", so I used my obscenely long arms to reach and grab it before she could. Her little 5'2" frame did not stand a chance against my noodly arms, but I figured it was intended for her, and live music is all about sharing the experience and making memories with wonderful people. So I did the right thing, and I split the set list with her, which I was more than happy to do, because it's all about making memories, meeting excellent people, and having a good time. Well, friends, again, just so many thanks for sticking it out through the darkness, for waiting for me until I was able to come back, until I was ready to make these again. I missed the community so much. I love you all so much. You are some of the best, most fantastic, loving, caring, sweetest people that I've ever met in my life. And it really, really, really makes my day when I get to read the comments that you guys leave on the videos that I make. So, with that all being said, hopefully I'm back a little more consistently. We can all start to interact again and relax together. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Good night, friends.